The whole Liam Kumar Day effect, not really happened.
Nigel couldn't make it.
Yeah.
I rang up Mendon all, he said he could make it.
Don't dig this hole. Phil, credit to the guy, he always manages to do well what he has, but he is a shocking person right now. You guys got a trophy? No.
It was pre-bit.
No, my life from Rashad Mendon.
Right, you guys, I'm a tag jack! I'm a fucking tag!
We're back again for the second week in a row. Haven't been able to say that for a while.
Whoa.
Haven't had many episodes of the LOC report this off-season, but what few we have brought you have been of the top-notch quality. I think because we have had the co-host Chris Leach back. How's it going?
Hey man, it's going well. It's the first time probably in about 18 months we've managed to be able to do 2 consecutive ones in a row, which is great.
Definitely.
I'm really looking forward to coming back.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to be doing one weekly pretty much until the end of the season now, I guess, as well.
Absolutely,
so,
yeah.
Get used to a weekly podcast.
Yeah, sure.
as usual. We've got a good one for you today. Obviously, this last weekend, we all know in the LOC, we had our division aligning event and flag football game, always becoming a very hot event on the LOC calendar.
Absolutely.
Not on draft level, of course, but
no, but
it's carving out its own role.
Oh, it is. It's good. Absolutely right. And it's a really good social event. If there's only one time we're ready to get together as a social, apart from the draft, of course, then that should be it. So,
definitely. Brilliant.
It's a really good day.
Definitely. But we won't delay here because we've got a pretty bumper episode, so we'll want you to get right into that.
It's packed.
It is packed. We'll get straight to the league news. So, another reminder, draft is on the 3rd. We will have weekly reminders now to make sure no one forgets or double books, but today we have had confirmation. We will, touch wood, down there. We will have 100% attendance.
Wow, there you go. That's what we want.
Ross has confirmed that he has permission to come. So we will have 100% attendance.
We love that.
9 in the room, 3 on conference, but hey, we'll all be drafting.
9 in the room's good. Hey, look, 9 in the room's still good atmosphere, even though 3 coming in from abroad.
One's kind of abroad.
Yes, I suppose, yeah. That's enough and say. At least we're all there. No auto drafting this year.
No auto draft.
That's the key.
Fingers crossed, anyway.
Well, yeah.
We've had that a few years where we thought we were going to have full attendance. It didn't turn out, but this year I'm confident.
Yeah, I think so. Everyone's committed. I think everyone's committed this time. Yeah.
And it is the LOC's first ever morning draft.
Yeah.
We can say no longer in prime time, I suppose. Maybe if you're a Saturday OAP viewer, we're prime time, but not for the normal.
That's it, no, quite.
We're going to get there at 8:30, 9 a.m. start, we'll aim for. Hopefully finish around 12-ish. But you get draft, and then you get the rest of your weekend. You get to move into your brand new apartment.
This is true. So there you go. I can have
a good
lunch,
weekend for
back.
you.
It's
been a heck of an off-season, as we will see in a minute, for Coach Leach.
Well, that's it. Let's just hope that the season matches the off-season. That's all I can say.
Yes, definitely. Just one more note. Subs will be £2 this year. This man to my left has already paid me. Remember to bring that on draft day, and we'll get that all squared.
No excuses.
No excuses. As I said a bit earlier, we had the division aligning event and flag football game this weekend. We'll get to the division aligning stuff in a minute. The flag football game we'll revisit right now. It was a good game. We'll start with the picks. As I said, there's an article on this, so you can go read that, but we'll talk a bit about it. Bit of an odd team selection, I think we'll say. We started off pretty routine. You took Ollie as your QB. Nigel took Dave, my dad, as his QB. You then took Tom, no brainer.
Yeah.
And that's when the odd reach came.
Well, I was going to say, because I had a strategy. I really did.
Ollie was telling me.
Yeah, I was going to say I was Ollie in the first, Tom in the second, and Pat in the third. Because I thought, no brainer. Nigel take Nate. But no. Nigel wanted Pat. I think fair enough, mate.
Yeah.
Fair enough, my old mate. If you want Pat, then you can. That's what happened. So.
And I mean, in the first half, you can argue Team Nigel played their heart out. They went into the half leading 12-7, I believe. Yeah. 12-7. They put together, I said the first drive, we were holding them, your team was holding them on the first drive, and then Ben broke free of coverage and went for a long touchdown.
Yeah.
We struggled on our next drive with drops. Then I think they threw a pick to Ollie. or Tom, one or the other. And then I got that corner, that touchdown in the corner of the end zone. I
Yep.
seem to score a touchdown like that every
Hey,
year.
that's good.
Yeah, and then they drove down the field before halftime and punched another one. Toe tapping effort by Phil Merritt in the back of the end
it's
zone.
good. As you do.
Yeah, she do.
Good old Phil.
Yeah, but then after halftime, it was really one-way traffic. I hauled in 2 more touchdowns and a PAT. You hauled in a PAT.
I did. I did.
apologize.
That's it.
You hauled in a PAT. It was good. And Tom got 2 pick sixes.
Can't argue with that.
Yeah,
That's it.
definitely not. You can thank me for deferring, by the way. You always defer.
That's it.
They had the win in their face the second half. And
Yeah. Well, there's any excuse.
exactly. Yeah, but it was a good game. But one thing the article did not decide is the MVP of the game.
Oh, now.
Now, I think there's a few contenders, I think it's fair to say.
I think you're right.
No one from Team Nigel, I don't think.
I
Some
think
guys had good games.
I think you'd be straight. I think Viv had a really good game on D.
He did. And on offense, to be fair. Competing with Tom. Yeah.
Absolutely.
But I'm thinking MVP-worthy performance.
Not at all.
But I think the 3 MVPs are spotlight, and I think you'll probably agree with me. We have Ollie,
Yep.
Tom,
Yep.
and myself.
Yep. This is true.
So we'll go down the stat line. Ollie threw 3 touchdowns and 2 PATs. He also had, I think, 2 interceptions.
Yep.
Tom had no offensive catches,
No.
but he had 2 pick sixes, and I'm pretty sure maybe 1 or 2 other picks. I think it might be
Yep.
1. Myself, no picks on defense, a few double flags, which you always love double flags,
absolutely.
but the 3 touchdowns and the PAT.
Yeah.
So MVP.
Well,
It's a tough one.
I think Ollie in the first half was a little bit off. I think that's where his
bit
interceptions
streaky,
came from.
yeah.
Yeah, that's it. And completion rate wasn't particularly high. So as much as I think his performance was good, I don't think
Not
he was-
MVP level.
Not
I
MVP
think it's
level,
fair to say.
but very good indeed. But very good
Definitely.
indeed. You know. So it's between Tom and yourself.
Yeah.
And I think Tom extremely good on D, but say was muffled by Viv on on
Definitely.
offense.
Unexpected. He had a few high catches that Viv just got in there.
Yeah, just put them down.
Yeah.
And I think that the picks that he collected were pretty straightforward picks.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's a big guy, picks him up out of the air, good right place at the right time,
Yeah.
I think, and then goes to the house. So as much as Tom's performance is good as well,
I like where you're going.
again, that's it. Again, I think that he had a performance that maybe maybe not to the level that he had before, but maybe that's because other guys are finding their form against him.
Definitely.
But I think with yourself, you were quite solid on D. Obviously,
Yep.
getting in there, 3 touchdowns and 3 touchdowns.
I'm
and a
not
PAT.
sure. I think that may be the most receiving touchdowns in a single game. I know Tom's hauled in 2.
Yeah,
I don't know if he's holding 3.
no, three's a lot.
Three is a lot.
Especially in one half as well. Or 2 in one half and 1 in the first half.
Yeah.
And a PAT.
Yeah, and a PAT.
So again, finding the right space at the right time and being pretty solid on D, and I think that without that, team
Yeah.
Chris, that's it. No, so I hate to say it, would be a little bit worse off. So I think I'm going to nominate yourself.
Hey, thank you very much. And
That's quite all right.
who am I to disagree with that? Yeah, so I think it's my first MVP,
That's it. We'll take that.
which
That's
is
it.
surprising considering I've been playing football for years now. In effect, since my first year of uni, so you would have already got one before this, but hey,
It's long overdue.
long overdue, but I finally got one.
Yeah. So congratulations.
Thank you very much. I'll humbly accept
That's
that.
it. And if you've got any questions or queries about that choice of MVP, then
Tweet him into the show.
yes, you know where to contact us online, by phone if you want,
Yeah,
Facebook, Twitter,
email, whatever.
blog,
Yeah, definitely.
comment section.
Exactly.
We're everywhere.
Yeah, we certainly are.
Letter.
If you really want
If you
to.
really want.
Continuing on with the news, so the season does start on Thursday the 8th of September, Sunday the 11th then, is the first series of games.
Okay.
As always, you're always invited to mine to watch the games on NFL Sunday. You will be there.
Yeah,
me and my
probably,
dad will be
yeah.
there. So anyone else, Ross, you'll be around. I don't know who else is around.
Who else is around?
Yeah, that's a good
Anyone
point.
who you think's around.
Anyone
Tom,
around?
you
is-
around?
Yeah, Tom. Welcome to come and watch the games. One final one before we move on to the actual part of the show. The off-season series. We are rolling through it now. Today I just put out the quarterfinal episode. I have written the semi-final one that will come out later this week, and we'll have the final next week. So, reading the article, any surprises for you? Or?
Well, listeners will be pleased to know that I've read it this week, so at least I'm not completely on my heels. No, to be quite honest with you, I agree with a lot of what was said in the article, and to be quite honest with you, it just shows some of the stranger picks or more valued picks in years gone by. So we'll start from the top, shall we? So we have Alan Robinson in 2015, the 57th overall pick of the draft.
No, that's his seed.
That's his seed?
His pick was actually the 70th.
70th. Now that is interesting. Now it's the 70th overall, but now, folks, that makes it even more interesting. Versus the 45th pick of the 2012 draft, which was Marshawn Lynch. Now, let's be honest, Alan Robinson was huge. Last year. Huge. I mean,
228 points.
Absolutely. And well picked up by Phil. I mean, they say, especially in the wide receiver position, which, promises a lot, but often delivers very little.
Yes.
Versus Marshawn Lynch, who you kind of know what you're going to do with. But
the year before, he had a good year. And
picking up in the 5th round is still represents pretty good value. Yeah. But I would agree with you. Alan Robinson is a very, very good pick. Sinners, he didn't really know what to expect at the beginning of the season. Showed very glimpses few more between the season before that in 2014, but came in excellent value, very good in that position.
Definitely, absolutely. We've also got Welker against Adrian Peterson here. We're not going to spend too much time on this one. We all know the Adrian Peterson pick by Tom in 2012. Yeah, 2012. Coming off that ACL tear, went in the 3rd round. Only went and nearly set the rushing record.
Mad.
So, and then another one, no-brainer. We have Peyton Manning. Doug Martin was a very good pick. He had that game with 51 points or something ridiculous. But Peyton Manning's 2013 was just
absolute
next
stud.
level in the 5th round. And then we've obviously got Brandon Marshall against Rob Gronkowski. A bit of a closer one. Brandon Marshall did have a heck of a season last year for a 5th round pick. But Rob Gronkowski is 2011. I don't know how he slipped. I mean, I went back and looked at it. He got 10 touchdowns in his rookie season in 2010 to go with about 500 or 600 or so yards.
Yeah,
he still went in the 14th round, and then he goes and gets 235 points.
That's mental
for a tight end.
Hey, value. And you know who picked them?
You did.
Yeah,
you did.
It was.
That is definitely the best pick in Forge Flyers history.
Well, let's be quite honest. There's not very many good picks in Forge Flyers history.
As we found out last week, listeners.
Indeed.
Yeah.
If you want to go back and see how catastrophic it can be, you want to go back and listen to last week.
Yeah, you certainly do. But hey, that was last week. And we're on to this week. So we'll go to the division evaluation next. So the division evaluation, the glorious champion, ADRZ, Coach Wells, was in charge of choosing the divisional line event this year, and he chose, he put up a vote, go-karting, and go-karting won.
Good.
Obviously played right into a wheelhouse, unexpected, very expectantly, I should say.
I can't really argue with that.
Yeah, so obviously we set the captains based on the fastest lap for the flag football game, which was you and Nige. Came first and second, but then we decided to reverse that order for the actual race itself. The race itself would decide divisions. So how we did it was, because obviously Ross was not in attendance, unfortunately, I thought of a number between 0 and 20. 3 people lined up in front of me. First person was Div 1, Div 2, Div 3. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So the person closest would be the division Ross goes into. The first person was closest to the numbers, so Ross went into Div 1, meaning in the actual race, people who finished 1 to 3 on the podium, conveniently enough, would go into Div 1, 4 to 7 would go into Div 2, and 8 to 11 would go into Div 3.
Yeah.
So the result of the race, Div 1 turned out to be, obviously you came first, I think we could all see that.
Well, yeah, it's good to come first.
You did lap someone 4 times, which we'll come to. I came second. I held my second pole position, somewhat surprisingly, after my fastest lap time.
You done well there, so it's good.
Yeah, and in 3rd place, Nigel Wells as well. He battled up, so again, maybe expectantly based on him coming second in the fastest lap time.
Yeah,
as well.
absolutely.
That was Div 1, and we'll take a more detailed look at that in a second. So in Div 2, we had the next Tom, Pat, Ollie Burdett and Ben. They were the next for the 7th place in the race. And then Div 3, Ollie Gardner, my dad, Viv and Phil, who did get lapped 4 times by you.
Quality, Phil.
Quality
effort, mate.
Yeah, on a Sunday drive. Enjoying the scenery though.
Very much so.
In positions 8 to 11. So they rounded out Div 3. So we'll take a look at the divisions now. They are formed in the Southampton division. We have Gridiron Gang, the Rome Sexuals, Andy Dalton Red Zone, and Forge Flyers. Your take on the Southampton division?
Well, the Southampton division, well, to be quite honest, it's wide open.
It is.
It's wide open.
It is.
There's a lot of teams. Well,
we have the current champion, of course.
Absolutely.
A former champion. You've made a playoff appearance. You've had a few down years.
Yeah.
Rome Sexuals obviously coming back from his first season since about 2010, I think, last year, and having a decent year.
Done very well, exactly
So,
that. I think there's a lot to prove in there, and
definitely.
I think that there's also four pretty evenly matched teams on the day.
Although I would say we all know what my record is against you, so you're probably not too happy. We have to play 2 times a year.
Hey ho! Time for redemption.
There is, certainly is. You need to level up that record at some point.
I said it's get up that win record as well, but no, in terms of where it is, it's nice to have. It's quite nice to have us both in the same division for once.
I enjoy sharing a division with you.
Well, that's it. Yeah, there's nothing to talk about on the podcast throughout the course of the year, and I think that ADRZ proven that they can do it now. They can absolutely do it.
Yep.
And Roma Sexuals again, a lot to prove. So yeah. Pleased with that.
Yep. In the Portsmouth division, we have Tom's Tyrants, Bedetonators, Ignan, Padistan. Based on season past and last season, that's a bit of a juggernaut of a division right there on paper.
Big time. I think Tom's Tyrants and Bedetonators playing each other twice will make a really interesting matchup.
There are 3 Stubbs trophies between the teams in this division, 2 by Tom's Tyrants, 1 by Bedetonators. Ignan making their first Corona Bowl last season. Padistan has to feel a bit not intimidated, but it's a tough old division for him to walk into in his second head coaching season.
100%, 100%. But then at the same time, I think Pakistan will learn a lot from last year. I think that Ignan and Pakistan are a little bit more evenly matched than people would like to make out. I think Ignan knew last year that they rode Cam a lot, and that's kind of where the points came from. So I think that would be a good battle in that division. Maybe it'd be interesting to see if one of them can make it out. I'm not so sure about that. But say Tom's Tyrants and Pedene, that makes a very interesting matchup across the course of the year, especially twice playing each other.
Yeah, absolutely.
And say games between those two, arguably 2 of the best fantasy football minds in the league, playing each other twice in a year. That's going to make up. It's going to be really good viewing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And Division 3 here, Winchester Division, we have Cash for Gold, the Dream Team, the Tuckfarts, and Bare Necessities.
Yeah.
So obviously in this division we have a former champion as well, 2009, the first champion no doubt. Made the playoffs last season. Tuckfarts, who we all know, they set the record for consecutive playoff appearances. I believe that stood at 5. Obviously didn't make had a down year last year, so they'll be looking to bounce back. The Dream Team, only 1 year removed from making the Corona Bowl. I believe they made the playoffs last season. I think they did.
Yeah, just about.
I think they made the playoffs last. Yep. And Cash for Gold, who is our new member of the league. So, what do you make of the Winchester division?
Well, I think that again, 4 fairly evenly matched teams, and I think that although Cash for Gold was maybe a little bit of uncertainty over the pedigree at the moment, but certainly a lot to prove, and hopefully they can do, because the division will be able to give them the opportunity to do that. Dream Team always seems to start well but ends badly. Tuckfards, well, who knows? Boom or bust.
They find a way. Find a way.
That's it. Boom or bust. Who knows what might happen, but we shall see. And Bare Necessities, again, start off slow, but again, build across the course of the years, simply due to the waiver wire picks, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the knowledge of the league itself. So yeah, I think there'll be opportunities to start with, especially with the Dream Team and Bare Necessities, but yeah, Tuckfards and Cash for Gold, a lot to prove in that division this year.
Definitely. And the only division without they do have a Corona Bowl, but the only division with only a singular Corona Bowl victories there.
Indeed.
So yeah, some good divisions. Who do you see the wildcard team coming from this season?
Oh, wow.
What division? I'm not going to ask for a team. What division?
Okay, now I might even be able to pinpoint this. I think, obviously, Cash for Gold, we don't know anything about Ollie's team yet, and how he'll cope over the course of the year and general trends. So I'm looking for him to come out. I mean, as we see in years gone by, rookie teams tend not to do so well in their first year. Yeah. So I'd like to see the rookie team do well this year. That'd be really good.
Definitely.
But the second year team is Pakistan. I liked how he was going last year. I liked the enthusiasm of the league. I liked some of the picks. I liked the waiver wire.
Yeah, absolutely.
Learned over the course of the year. And I think that could well be the shock in the Portsmouth division. Because, although on a losing record last year, I know what that's like.
Just to clarify, by wild card, I mean that 4th playoff spot.
That's it.
Not the division winning.
No.
You think Pat? Okay.
Absolutely.
Cool.
I think so. I'm going to put it out there now because I think that though he came bottom last year, you can only learn from that. Yeah.
The only way is up.
And I'd like to be able to see him do really well this year, especially with a decent draft and a bit of preparation beforehand.
Definitely.
But all the signs are there.
Yep, absolutely. And with that, we will get on to the schedule reveal. The schedule is now set in stone. We have teams assigned, and we can finally tell you that in week 1 we have Gridiron Gang playing Andy Dalton Red Zone,
Massive.
the Romosexuals playing Forge Flyers, Ickenham against Tom's Tyrants, the Detonators against Pakistan, the Tuckfords against Cash for Gold, and the Dream Team against Bare Necessities. Week 1 is an a divisional week, so division teams play each other. So what do you like about week 1?
Well, so there's not a lot of juicy matchups here, but it's a really good way to start because no one's got any beef with each other straight away. Gridiron Gang ADRZ again.
It's the first outing for the champion to try and retain his title.
Absolutely. Yep. Say, are they going to be a Leicester City or are they going to be a Chelsea or City? Who knows? Yeah. We'll see how we go. But yeah, ADRZ again. They've got to keep that form up, and they've got to obviously draft well. But against Gridiron Gang, tough ask week 1. So tend to start.
You say that I did only win my first week 1 game last season.
This is true. But we all across the league, there's no one with, well, apart from Ben Necessity maybe, who have as much experience in this field. So again, there's no givens here. Romosexuals, Forge Flyers, again, 2 teams with a lot to prove. I think there's a good start for the Flyers. Playing Romosexuals first week, I think gives them a good chance. But I'm sure that Ross will draft well as he usually does. Ignan Tom's Tyrants.
Could be the game of the week, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it has a potential to be high scoring. Obviously, we don't know the teams yet, so it'll be interesting. But 10 on drafts, or basing it on draft, they both go into the draft with very alternative strategies.
Definitely.
I think this game will be the product of that, whether or not those strategies worked. Because, of course, the first game after the draft shows how good the draft was.
Yep.
But then it's Pakistan again. These two get on. I'm sure it's a bit of a friendly rivalry as opposed to one of the the not so friendly ones in the league. But again, I've put it out there that Pakistan could be the
underdog
team to watch this year.
Yeah.
So have a look at that. Tuckford's Cash for Gold again. As I said before, lots to prove. Cash for Gold.
Tough first matchup, I think, for the new coach.
I think so, but again, Tuckford's boom or bust. Hey. If there's one place to start, at least you roll the dice on either one. And Dream Team Ben Necessities again.
Another contender for game of the week.
That's a really good week. Good matchup of the week. 2 very solid teams. But yeah, again, Viv seems to draft quite well every year. It'd be interesting to see if Dave can match that.
Yeah, I mean, usually a slow starter, as you say. So we'll see. We go into week 2 here. We have Gridiron Gang against Tom's Tyrants, the Tuckfords against Forge Flyers, Detonators against ADRZ, Bare Necessities against the Romosexuals, the Dream Team against Pakistan, and Cash for Gold about Ickenham.
It's Gridiron Gang, Tom's Tyrants here, Nath. That
Corona Bowl 3 rematch, as you all know.
Game of the week. I said there's nothing else that comes close. I always like to see these 2 teams duke it out because often it's
a good game.
Yeah, it's it. It's battle of the brains here. Battle of the fantasy brains. Again, as you say, 2 experienced teams, 2 winners.
Yep, 3 Corona Bowls between them.
That's it. So yeah, that's it. And again, looking down the list, Tuckford's Forge Flyers again. We'll see how we go. Detonators ended up in red zone.
2 former champions, 1 current. Yeah.
That's it. So it should be a game full of quality. But next is Ben Necessity Romosexuals. Yeah, slow starters both. We'll see if they can pull out the bag there. Dream Team Pakistan.
Another good friendly rivalry, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right. And Cash for Gold Ignan. Well, who knows?
And this is obviously an interdivisional week. We have
Yeah.
divisional week in week 1, interdivisional straight in to week 2. But yeah, I think I'd agree. Gridiron Gang comes out. It's definitely the premier game that week.
Definitely.
Going on to week 3, we have Gridiron Gang against the Dream Team, Cash for Gold against Forge Flyers, Tom's Tyrants against ADRZ, the Detonators against the Homosexuals, the Tuckfards against Pakistan, and Bare Necessities against Iknan.
Tuckfards v Pakistan, that's got a beef.
That's probably one of the biggest rivalries in the LOC today.
I think you're right.
Probably the biggest.
Yeah, that's it. So that's the game of the week for me. Yeah, that's it. Other than that, I think it's this week is one again where it doesn't have too many juicy matchups, but I'm looking forward to Tuckfards versus Pakistan.
I think Tom's Tyrants ADLZ is probably a good one. The two most recent champions, let's not forget. So that'll be an interesting one.
True.
Benessus the Ignan could also certainly prove to be an interesting one. I definitely agree. Tuckfards Pakistan though.
Yeah.
Game of the week, yeah.
100%.
Moving on to week 4. Now week 4 is a Wembley week. We do not have a Wembley Bowl this week, unfortunately.
That's sad.
Gridiron Gang against Forge Flyers,
Whee.
the Homosexuals against ADRZ, Pakistan against Tom's Tyrants, Iknan against Detonators, Bare Necessities against Cash for Gold, and the Tuckfards against the Dream Team.
Everyone knows what the game of the week here is. It is the LOC Derby here. LOC Derby. That's it. That's it. And the LOC Report Derby here between me and Nathan. It has to be it.
Yeah.
I'm afraid there's nothing else that beats that. No. And besides, we'll start our week 5 podcast with that. So that's just that.
Obviously, yeah, definitely.
It has to be that.
Yeah, and those in attendance at the game will be myself. Who did we say? Ollie, I think. Dad and Tom. So we'll all be checking our phones from Wembley for that one.
For sure.
Moving on to week 5, we have Gridiron Gang against Cash for Gold, Iknan against Forge Flyers, the Dream Team against ADRZ, Pakistan against the Homosexuals, Tuckfards against Tom's Tyrants, and Bare Necessities against Detonators.
Good friendly rivalry there, Iknan and Forge Flyers.
Yeah,
I like that.
One marquee matchup of the week too,
Yeah,
I think.
I think so. That's always a good one. To be fair, we always seem to have a good match between us.
You always see it's funny because we've said in years past there's the iron triangle between us. I beat you, you beat Ben, Ben beats me.
Yeah,
that's how it goes.
Absolutely. And we don't quite know how it works. Even in a bad year, still seem to beat them.
It doesn't buck the trend.
No, that's all. Pat v Ross. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. That's a good friend.
Plymouth alum.
Absolutely. Other than that, I think Iknan Forge Flyers is the game of the week there.
Yeah, definitely. Two others, Tuckfards, Tom Tyrants, and Ben Necessities. Detonators has the potential to be a couple of good games too.
That's it. We were saying earlier on about Tuckfards, Tom's Tyrants. You know, this is the first of their 2 matchups, and tends to go off when they meet each other. So keep an eye.
Yeah, definitely. Moving on to week 6, we have Gridiron Gang against Iknan, Pakistan against Forge Flyers, Bare Necessities against ADRZ, the Tuckfards against the Homosexuals, Cash for Gold against Tom's Tyrants, the Dream Team against the Detonators.
Well, another one of those mixed weeks where there isn't really a marquee matchup. Dream Team Detonators has all the hallmarks though.
Yep, definitely. Cash for Gold, Tom's Tyrants as well. Obviously, Tom's Tyrants, Coach Barnes was the one who brought Coach Gardner to the league. So, true. Interesting first game for them. Tuckfards Homosexuals again to Plymouth alum. That could be a good game as well. Ben Necessities ADLZ. I agree, it's not one where there's a standout marquee, but there's, I think, compensating for that, there's a lot of really good games in there. The only one that maybe isn't as juicy as yours against Pats.
Absolutely.
Gridiron Gang against Iknan.
But it is a rerun of last year's.
It is. This week has everything so far. It's maybe our week of the year. No marquee matchup, but
it's got it all.
For like a top end quality, it definitely has depth.
Yeah, 100%.
Much like how you want your fantasy team.
Oh yes, there you go. I just slide that one in there.
Yes. Moving on to week 7. So after the conclusion of these games, it'll be obviously the half point, the regular season.
Yep.
You have Gridiron Gang against the Homosexuals, divisional week here. ADLZ against Forge Flyers, Detonators against Tom's Tyrants, Iknan against Pakistan, the Dream Team against Cash for Gold, and the Tuckfards against Bare Necessities.
ADRZ, Forge Flyers. I'm not so sure. It's first and second in the karting though, so it's the speedy derby.
It's the speedy derby.
But it's Detonators for Tom Tyrants for me, I'm afraid. This has again all the hallmarks of a really good matchup. Especially as it's divisional as well, and as we said before, when it comes to Tom's Tyrants with the Tuckfards, Detonators and Tom's Tyrants together, tends to go off.
Definitely. Tugfard's Ben Necessities could also be a good one as well, I think. So crossing over into the second half of the season, we have Gridiron Gang against Bedetonators, Tom's Tyrants against Forge Flyers, Cash for Goal against ADRZ, the Dream Team against the Homosexuals, Ben Necessities against Pakistan, and Tugfards against Ignan.
Oh, well, Tugfards against Ignan is boom or bust there. On both counts. I mean, who knows what might happen.
Anything could happen in that game.
That's it. But it's Gridiron Gang Bedetonators for me this week, Nath. I think that, the week 8 matchup there. Getting lots of experience there. 2 winners again.
Mm-hmm.
2 teams that by this stage would have been established, changed, wavered.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll be starting Derek Carrier again.
Oh yeah, big time. Let's see. Whether or not that'll work for you, I don't know. But yeah, I think that's the marquee matchup of the week.
Yeah, I think Dream Team Homosexuals is probably underrated matchup of the week as well.
Yeah.
I think. Moving on to week 9, we have Gridiron Gang against Bare Necessities,
Stubbs Ball!
Bedetonators against Forge Flyers, Tugfards against ADRZ, Cash for Gold against Pakistan, Tom's Tyrants against the Homosexuals, and the Dream Team against Ignan.
Well, Stubbs Bowl Klaxon goes off there, and that has to be it there, I'm afraid. That is.
I seem to be in a lot of marquee matchups, and at this point of the season.
Yeah, absolutely. So it should be an interesting start of the season for you, but no,
Yeah.
this is it. Week 9. Week 9's a good week, I think, here. Good matchups down. Bedetonators Forge Flyers, looking forward to that. Tugfards ADRZ.
Now, that's an interesting
That
one.
is.
Because last season, as you remember, in week 10, these two had a bit of a tirade at each other on the Facebook group chat.
Yeah.
With the Tugfards obviously coming out and saying he guaranteed a win in his final 4 games. Nigel was saying, he was going to win, and them really going at it. So it's going to be an interesting one, I think, because this is the first time they play each other, and the only time they play each other unless they meet again in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So maybe some bragging rights here in this one.
100%. That's it. And say 2 high-scoring teams in their day. Cash for Gold, Pakistan. I like that.
Yeah.
Last
The
year's
youngest
goal,
teams in the league.
100%. I like that. Tyrants, Homosexuals. Again, maybe, or whatever the Homosexuals will be called next year. Who knows?
Yeah, we don't know.
And Dream Team Ignan, well, yes, maybe by this time of the year, this is the kind of week start of the year. If Ben doesn't seem to do well, it tends to tail off. So,
Absolutely. So we'll go into the double-digit weeks here. We have Gridiron Gang against Forge Flyers again. Homosexuals against ADRZ, Pakistan against Tom's Tyrants, Ignan against Bedetonators, Ben Necessities against Cash for Gold, and Tugfards against Dream Team. So I think week 10 is the first of the repeat matchups in the divisions.
That's right, yeah, and we've seen that again. Gridiron Gang, Forge Flyers. Again, that's it. Week 8 and week 10.
Yeah.
So week 4. Sorry, I think it's week 4 and week 10 we were at. So yes, our week 5.
Week 4 and week 10.
Week 4 and week 10. So our week 5 and our week 11 podcast will start with that.
Yeah.
That's good. What do we like here?
Tugfards Dream Team.
I like that, yeah.
Ignan Bedetonators, 2 other good ones.
Yeah, that's probably right.
Yeah.
But other than that, a bit of a mixed bag.
Yeah, absolutely. Moving on to week 11, nearing the end of the regular season. Gridiron Gang against Pakistan, the Dream Team against Forge Flyers, Ignan against ADRZ, Cash for Gold against the Homosexuals, Bare Necessities against Tom's Tyrants, and Tuckfarts against Bedetonators.
I like that one too. That's the 2 down the bottom, I'm afraid, folks.
A very good interdivisional week here.
Yeah, 100%. Like Bare Necessities, Tom's Tyrants. Again, it's a good time to play these two.
And those 4 matchups could be crucial for the playoff race.
Absolutely. I think that week 11, Bare Necessities again tends to get on the upward trend at this point. Tom's Tyrants again upward trend. Both play the waiver wire well. Both will have established teams. It should be a good one. But it, unfortunately, as much as that's good, it is the final matchup of this week.
It is.
It's Tugfards Bedetonators every single year.
We always know. I'm not sure. I can't remember. But I'm pretty sure Tugfards, the only time they lost to Bedetonators was in that Corona Bowl 5.
Oh yeah.
And even if Bedetonators did pick up a win last year, I can't remember. It's still a very heavy weighted on Phil's side. So it's always a good matchup.
100%.
Definitely.
And it'd be interesting to see whether Bedetonators can break that chain, because it is long running.
Yep, absolutely. Going on to week 12 here, 3 games left at this point. We go back to a divisional week.
Yep.
We have Gridiron Gang against ADRZ, Homosexuals against Forge Flyers, Ignan against Tom's Tyrants, Bedetonators against Pakistan, Tugfards against Cash for Gold, and Dream Team against Bare Necessities.
It's just a complete mirror of week 1. It'd be interesting to see, because there's very similar matchups.
So let's go back to week 1.
Let's have a look.
Here we are. So those are definitely the same. Was Ignan playing Tom's Tyrants?
Yes, it is. It's a mirror. It's a mirror of week 1. So all comments about week 1 is same here. Except for this, there are teams that we see every year that do quite well at the beginning of the season and then start to decline. It'd be interesting to see whether or not the beginning of the season, the dream team tend to do very well at the start of the season and end badly. Whether or not bare necessities who start the season badly and then work their way up, whether or not that will change at the end of the season.
Yep, it'll be an interesting thing to watch. And yeah, I agree with that. I think it's probably the best game of the week.
Yeah.
Week 13. Last of the interdivisional weeks, I believe. Gridiron Gang against the Tuckfards, Bare Necessities against Fort Flyers, Palestine against ADRZ, Ikanan against the Homosexuals, the Dream Team against Tom's Tyrants, and Cash for Gold against Bid Detonators.
Well, sick. Gridiron Gang Tuckfards has all the hallmarks again of a good one. What else do we like here? Dream Team, Tom's Tyrants.
Yep, that was the 2014 Corona Bowl.
That's it.
Corona Bowl 6.
That's it. So a rerun of that. Again, another team that starts well and finishes badly. In Dream Team against Tom's Tyrants, who obviously seem to always go on the upward trend past week 7, which is always a bit strange. But even so. So I think there, again, it would be an interesting matchup. Pakistan ADRZ, I like that at this time of the year. Again, whether or not they're still in the game at this point will prove to be interesting. But other than that, again, another mixed bag.
Yep. And final week of the season, another divisional week. Gridiron Gang against the Homosexuals, ADRZ against Foot Flyers, Bid Detonators against Tom's Tyrants, Ikanan against Pakistan, the Dream Team against Cash of Gold, and the Tuckfards against Bare Necessities.
Bid Detonators, Tom's Tyrants here. Now, this is the time of the year they really don't want to be playing each other.
No.
This is a crunch game at a crunch time. And it could well be that one of these two is flagging at the end of the year and needs a win, and you don't want to be playing one of the toughest teams in your division at this point of the year, do you? So that has all the hallmarks there.
And I think the bottom one is in much the same category.
100%, and it's Tuckfards Bare Necessities again. Boom or bust versus pretty consistent, especially at the end of the year. Always on the upward trend. Difficult to even predict that kind of thing, isn't it? Even at this point, but again, you don't. If there's one team at the end of the season you don't want to be playing Bare Necessities now.
Yeah,
you don't want to be doing that.
Definitely.
Especially, even if you are the Tuckfards, you tend to work very, very well all year. But yeah, it's those two games. I mean, they're tough. They're tough on week 12. But other than that, I say everything's pretty much an average matchup there.
Yep, definitely. But it should be a good week to end the season, the regular season nonetheless.
100%.
And we skipped over it a bit, and you'll understand why in a second. So I mentioned in week 4, no Wembley Bowl games.
Yep.
There are no other Wembley Bowl games this season, unfortunately. Week 7s and 8 was the other opportunities. There are no Wembley Bowl games this season.
That's a shame.
It's a shame.
First time in about 3 years, that's okay.
Yeah, I think so. So hopefully we'll have them back next year.
Yeah, 100%.
But that was your schedule reveal for the upcoming 2016 LOC season. It's guaranteed to be another good one. Next week, we have a humdinger of a show for you.
Everyone's favourite of the year.
The mock draft show. We're going to do it a bit differently this year. We're going to do the mock draft off air. I think we split it into 2 last year.
Yep.
They were both long episodes as well. We don't have the time in the schedule this year, unfortunately, to do 2.
It's a shame.
So we're going to do the mock draft itself off air, and we're just going to go through round by round and stuff like that. But hey, we're still going to make it a hell of a show, probably the best of the off season.
Yep, that's it. Everyone looks forward to it every year.
You'll be here.
I will be.
I think Tom will hopefully be here as well.
Love that.
We might get Viv as well.
So anybody who can be here for the mock draft, obviously do come, because not only does it benefit you, it also benefits the league as a whole.
Yep.
So we'd love to have you here next week.
Yep. So, got any plans this week?
Well, to be quite honest with you,
It's bank holiday weekend and all.
yeah, so it is, and I don't.
No?
I don't. I say I'm.
Hey,
got
that's as good as having plans
That's it.
when you're a working man.
Oh yeah, so I'm looking forward to a weekend with very little. How about
Yeah,
you?
a bank holiday weekend.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Saturday morning might go out the charity shop, flag football if we have training for that.
Yep.
Otherwise, the new Madden comes on Thursday.
Oh, it's a weekend of that, folks.
Yeah, and fantasy prep, of course, because we will be 1 week away from the draft at that point.
This is true. This is true, everybody.
One
So
week and
1
counting.
week, surely not. It can't be out of the year already.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? We're nearly there.
Me.
Do you want to take us out? You haven't taken us out yet?
I haven't. I haven't taken anybody out.
No.
I
feel bad for your girlfriend.
I know. She feels. Yeah. That's it. Anyway, and on that note,
We'll see you next week.
that's it. Take it easy.